You're listening to the PRO Media Network. The next level in entertainment.
Postgame report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.
All things Pelicans. We're now rocking with the Pelican Postgame report on PRO Media Network. What's happening, fam? Congratulations to the Pelicans, man. Big win. Major win for the Pelicans. They were able to beat down, not beat down, but quality opponent. Able to take apart the Houston Rockets, despite the fact that James Harden hits third in his final minutes to kind of extend that streak. But it's not about Harden tonight. The Pelicans were able to get it done in a major way, big time, because of the play, a team effort. They defeated the Rockets 121-116, short-handed behind the effort, the awesome play of Jahlil Okafor. Once again, Jahlil Okafor steps up. This is what we were saying during the season when they picked the kid up, that the man could play. He just had a confidence thing. They dropped him. He was a top pick. Philly kind of backed off of him. He fell down. But he stayed, he worked hard and pulled himself back up. 121-116. In this episode of the Pelican Postgame Report, we'll be recapping that Houston Rockets matchup. And also, we have more Anthony Davis news. So before we get into that, let's talk about some of this Anthony Davis news. Kind of a little bit of good and bad and ugly. Anthony Davis was fined by the NBA for $50,000 for violating the collective bargaining agreement of a player and agent coming out during the season and requesting trades. 50 G's not nothing to Anthony Davis. Of course, he'll pay it after revealing a couple of days ago that he ultimately wants to be traded. Another thing that kind of crossed across the airwaves dealing with Anthony Davis is he continues to kind of hand out, insight into what is really going on and why his decision was made to move on from the Pelicans. It was quoted in an article by Yahoo Sports that Anthony Davis told the Pelicans, of course, we know that he wouldn't resign, and they requested to be traded to a team that will contend. The issue is, like we said before, the way the Pelicans were playing. Anthony Davis was playing out of his mind for the Pelicans to win games by 2 or 3 points. But this time around, some more insight into the Pelicans. Of course, we know the Pelicans are owned by Gail Benson. Both Pelicans and the Saints owned by the same ownership group or person. Anthony Davis released a statement. He didn't release a statement, but his belief cycle is that he thinks that the Pelicans organization cares more for the Saints than they do about the Pelicans. AD is entitled to his opinion, but listen, that's a big group. That's a big chunk of information there. That he literally lost confidence in the organization to the point where he doesn't see them as a championship team nowhere close. Demanded a trade, and then this comes out that he thinks that the Pelicans are not a serious contender. Now, why would he think that? It's the issue. Why would he think such a thing? I'll tell you why he thinks such a thing. Because the Pelicans organization on the organization hierarchy is a joke. You got Mickey Loomis sitting up top of there and a few other people that know absolutely nothing about basketball. And the biggest basketball mind in the building is Dale Demps, general manager and vice president, VP of basketball operation, Dale Demps. That's not good. And the Pelicans are considered, this is not a secret, but you could talk to any insider or any reporter that follows the Pelicans in the NBA knows that the Pelican organization is not considered a solid organization, meaning They're not a destination point for free agents to come. That's why Dale Demps has to lay out and overspend, like he overspent on Amir Asik, like he overspent on Solomon Hill, like he overspent on countless other guys that just didn't work out. Tyreek Evans, the list goes on and on. Eric Gordon, keep going. People don't see this organization as a place they can stay and build to win championships. We have a fabulous city here. The food can't be beat. The weather couldn't be beat. So why are we not landing the free agents here? It's the administration. And I've often said I've liked what Dale Demps have done, but he made a major mistake bringing Al Gentry in here, because Al Gentry is not a defensive coach. He doesn't teach defense. That's not his principle. He's more of an offensive mind like Mike D'Antoni is. He was supposed to bring a guy in that was supposed to solidify the defense, even though they played with hustle tonight. But what will be the story the next night or the night after that? We got one against a quality foe, but could we seriously keep building on this? I've often said that Dale Demps should not have been given the vice president VP position, and I often thought that there should have been more of a seasoned, more of accomplished vice president of basketball operations. Joe Dumas fits the bill. He's from the state of Louisiana. He'd have been perfect for the job. They didn't want to open their pocketbooks to him. Didn't want to relinquish whatever power that he wanted to have to build his own staff. This is what I'm talking about. When they have crappy, terrible teams like remember the stinking, rotten Clippers of old day. Many people probably don't remember how bad. The Clippers were once a terrible organization. It was really bad before they were able to bring and do some changes at the top. If you don't know how to win, you got to get people that know how to win. You got to put them at the top and allow them to build the organization the right way. We've lost Chris Paul. Now under Dale Demps' tenure, we've now lost Anthony Davis. 2 superstar Hall of Fame talents, both leaving because they don't feel like this team is going anywhere. And Anthony Davis is right. The Pelicans are a joke in terms of their leadership group. They really are, and I hate to say that, but it's the truth. They need more accomplished personnel at the top in the administrative level that knows how to build a perennial team. OKC, their team, nobody wants to go to OKC. Nobody. They were able to draft people, and they built a team through the draft and brought talent there. They were able to. One superstar, Russell Westbrook, which was drafted by the Thunder, was able to coerce another superstar to come there and play with them, despite the fact that they lost another all-star Hall of Famer playing Kevin Durant somewhere else to the Warriors. But they drafted Kevin Durant. My point is, that's something that the Pelicans need to look at doing, possibly building the team through the draft. But I don't have confidence in Dale Demps to do that, because his mindset, he doesn't show the propensity to build patiently through the draft. His draft picks beyond the top key picks like an Anthony Davis suck. Look what happened to this draft pick this year. Frank Jackson, and of course was last year. Then you had this Carr kid that they drafted from Penn State. Where is he at? Where is he at? So like I said, it's a joke. And Anthony Davis knows that's why he chose to move on. Now, what would they get out of Anthony Davis? They don't have to trade him right away. He's still under contract. They can wait and be patient. Wait for a deal to open up. But do you really want to do this thing all over again with Dale Demps at the helm and Elvin Gentry running the team? Now, one more key point before I push on and get into this Rockets recap about the Pelicans that I want to spread out there. And before I get into it, I'd like to thank all of you guys for chiming in today's show. Thank you for joining us here on the Pelican Postgame Report, podcast 315. So this is what I want to also add to the caveat. After I said about bringing more of a, how the Clippers were able to get a guy like Jerry West and bring him in there, and Jerry West, with all his basketball wisdom, was able to then turn a dismal organization into a solid organization before ultimately they traded all their key pieces away in a rebuild again. I think that's something Pelicans need to explore. let's look at the Houston Rockets, for example. And I'm going to explain to you and show you exactly what I mean when I say that about the Houston Rockets. The Houston Rockets had injuries to Clinton Capella, to Chris Paul, who recently came back tonight, and several other key pieces on that team. What did they stand? Let me ask you this. Just bear with me. Did they stand pat and say, you know what, we just gonna wait till everybody heal up and then we'll make an evaluation on how good the team is? They didn't do that at all, did they? Not only did, while Chris Paul was out and several other people were hurt, not only did the Houston Rockets get busy and sign Austin Rivers to come in and back up to play while Chris Paul was there at quality depth, but they also were able to bring in Kenneth Faried and bring him there while Clinton Capella comes back. So they didn't stand pat and just say, okay, we just going to stay what we got. They stand pat. They didn't stand pat. They made movements and did some things. Like, even though they lost tonight, they didn't take the Pelicans seriously. As you can see, they didn't play they brand of ball that they usually play, and the Pelicans wanted it more tonight. But if you match these teams up against each other, 99 times, 100 times, the Rockets will beat them 99 out of 100. Man, you know that. So I'm saying, with all this being said, all these injuries mounting, and you don't make a signing, you don't sign another big that can come in and help out off the bench. You just sit back and it's a joke. And they feel too comfortable. They don't think Benson's going to do anything. It's just Tom Benson, if he was still here, they wouldn't feel so comfortable in their positions. Losing Anthony Davis, all of those guys should lose their jobs. That's how big this deal is. That you are a complete and utter failure if you lose your cornerstone piece. You don't deserve to hold your positions. You've gambled wrong and you've lost. Now you have to go. But anyway, let's move on to our other basketball news before the commercial. 121-116. The Pelicans did it big in this one as they sneak a win in there in Houston's arena. Big one for the Pelicans. They're now 22-28, 8-20 on the road. The Pelicans shot 51% on the night, 46 of 90. They were 9 of 31 from the three-point line for 29%, while the Rockets shot 10 more three-pointers than the Pelicans, 19 of 56, and only 39% from the field. The Pelicans went to the line 25 times, converted 20 of 25 for 80%, very commendable. They out-rebounded this team 55-45, very commendable. They had 13 offensive rebounds and 27 defensive rebounds. They outpassed them 27-22. More steals, 9 of 5, and of course they had more turnovers, 17 turnovers, giving up 26 points, and of course the Rockets gave up 12 turnovers for 12 points. Fast break points, Pelicans beat them 14-12. Points in the paint, 70-40. That is the difference maker in the game. That is pretty much how the Pelicans were able to defeat the Houston Rockets tonight, because the Rockets were very smallish in the paint, and Jahlil Okafor took perfect example of him. He finished with a great 27 points and 12 rebounds, as you can continue to see him grow. 37 minutes, 11 of 15, very efficient night for Jahlil Okafor. Played really big in this one. 19 points for Drew Holiday in the win. 14 points for Darius Miller. 10 off the bench from Tim Frazier. 15 from Ian Clark off the bench as the Pelicans take this one. 121-116. Big win for the Pelicans tonight, y'all. Big win. Big win for the Pelicans. And let's hope they can keep the train rolling, man. But that'll do it for the show tonight on the Pelican Postgame Report shortcut, recapping the win the Rockets fall to the Pelicans 121-116. If you like the show, subscribe, hit the notification bell, join our social media and everything. Just store all those links in the description section below. Even support our sponsors. Those links are there as well. Thank you for listening to the Pelican Postgame Report tonight. I'm Big Q. Peace.
straight sports talk from the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys.
Embrace Pet Insurance is more than just pet insurance. Embrace Pet Insurance promises to provide genuine support and certainty when your pet needs it the most. With personalized accident and illness policies, compassionate customer care, 24/7 access to veterinary professionals, flexible wellness plans, timely claims processing, and online customer portals, their values is what makes them Embrace. So, when selecting a pet insurance company as a partner in your pet's care, you deserve a company that has your pet's best interests at heart. Get top rated and reviewed coverage for your pet today. Up to 90% back on bills at any vet, total protection, pet insurance and wellness, and dependable claims payments. Get the top rated and reviewed coverage for your pet today. Go to embracepetinsurance.com. That's embracepetinsurance.com. Check the link in the description section below.
Get all the latest news and updates from your New Orleans Pelicans at the Pelicans Eye View, the new and official Pelicans Daily Journal, covering everything Pelican. Attention, everyone. Get breakdown on games, free agent signings and potential moves, unbiased opinions and straight up facts with statistical analysis from G Valley. Go to www.thesportsdaily.com/Pelicans-I-View.
Are you a boxing fan? Check out Ring Kings Boxing only on the PRO Media Network.
Do you need a domain name? How about a host for your website that can work with WordPress? Try Namecheap.com. They make registering, hosting, and managing domain names for yourself or others easy and affordable because the internet needs people. Namecheap is an ICANN accredited domain register and technology company founded in 2000. It's one of the fastest growing American companies according to the 2018 Inc. 5000. Celebrating nearly 2 decades of providing unparalleled levels of service, security, and support. Namecheap has been steadfast in customer satisfaction with over 10 million domains under management. Namecheap is among the top domain registrars and web providers in the world. They offer a full selection of popular and unique domains along with fully featured hosting packages, SSL security certificates, WhoisGuard privacy protections, and more, all at the lowest prices in the industry. So if you need a domain name or hosting or anything else, think Namecheap.com. That's right, Namecheap.com. Check the description section below for link.
Sports fans are gearing up and saving big at Fanatics.com, the world's largest collection of officially licensed fan gear. From all the leagues, teams, and players you love, unique one-of-a-kind designs exclusively by Fanatics, and autographed collectibles from today's biggest stars shipped directly to your home. Join Fanatics Rewards for free to earn fan cash on every purchase. Shop now and for a limited time, get 20% off all orders. Fanatics.com, officially licensed everything.
There's a lot of reasons to be a fan, but only NBAStore.com has all the gear.
Are you a Pelicans fan? Check out the Pelican postgame report on the PRO Media Network.